Good afternoon, fellow Rotarians. I don't have a bell, so I'll knock on the podium to get us started. Welcome to the Rotary Club of Gainesville meeting at the Alachua County Sports and Event Center. We're glad you're here today. As a reminder, please silence your cell phone for this very special program. It's been brought to my attention that every week for almost a year now, I've reminded you to turn off your cell phone. But I have failed in my duties to remind you to turn them back on. Somebody over on the other side of the room. But anyway, so again, welcome to the Rotary Club of Gainesville meeting, and I'm going to turn the mic over to Pete Inwall for our song and pledge after I make one more quick announcement. If you're watching via YouTube, please register your participation by sending an email to info@rotarygainesville.org. Thank you.
Does anybody have a flag, or are they wearing a pin? Just pause for a minute because I got a joke to tell you. Okay. Well, an older senior man and a senior woman were enjoying their front porch one spring evening, swinging on the swing as they'd always done. And she leaned over to him and she said, "You know, when we used to sit out here and swing on this porch, you used to hold my hand." And so he scrunched over to her and he took her hand and held it. A couple of minutes went by and she said, "You know, we used to sit out here and you used to lean over and nibble sweet, or to say sweet nothings in my ear." So he scrunched over a little closer and started whispering in her ear. And she said, "You know, we used to sit out here and swing, and you used to nibble on my ear." And with that, he got up and started walking in the house. She said, "Where are you going?" He said, "I got to go get my teeth." We're going to sing Acapulco today, and we're going to sing "My Country 'Tis of Thee." Ready? Okay. My country 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside, let freedom ring. Okay, who had the flag? Did somebody raise their hand and said they had a flag? You don't want to salute me now. Well, if nobody has a flag, I don't feel like we should breach etiquette. You're pointing to a flag? Oh, yeah, you, okay. Well, it's close. Okay, it'll do. All right. Let's pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Somebody's doing the prayer.
Thank you, Pete. We are going to make this meeting work at our new location. And now, please welcome Deborah Newell to the podium for our invocation.
Today is an adventure, isn't it? Let's pray. Gracious and loving Creator, we come with gratitude for and awe of the natural beauty of the nighttime auroras you've gifted our region and hemisphere with these past few days, as well as the freshness of the rain. Your specialty encompasses simplicity and complexity, intricacy and mundane, and it's all for our good and your glory. We thank you for the season of celebrations, graduations, departures and returns, RISE students coming and going, weddings, speeches, and presentations. We ask for your favor upon each Rotarian and guest here today. We acknowledge your wisdom and investment in future generations via the written and spoken word of our program today. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. What can preserve life or destroy it is what's said, and may it all that we say and do be with pure motive and intent for edification of the fellowship, be truth, and bring you glory, honor, and praise in all things. In your holy and precious name, amen.
Thank you, Deborah. You may be seated, but if you're a guest or visiting Rotarian, please remain standing to be introduced. Jason will bring the microphone around as soon as he finishes that selfie. Nope, nope, nope. Joe's bringing the microphone around.
Good afternoon, fellow Rotarians. I'd like to introduce our speakers today and their family members. First to arrive was Ms. Jemiah Hunt and her mother. Mrs. Hunt, please. And I've been working on this last name, Peter Moinewa, and his mother and his sister Ann. Here's mom. Okay. Meredith, would you like to stand up? Meredith and her mother, Fuller from Buchholz. And we have one other student, his grandfather, Mr. Trotman, is here. There we go. And I think he's just trying to find his way in, perhaps.
He's on his way. He was taking an AP exam.
That's right. Well, he's going to bring up the rear on the speech contest then. The more the merrier.
I think that's it. Thank you, Joe. And now for our first announcement, I'll bring Deborah Newell back to the podium.
I just wanted to bring to your attention again that we have RISE students coming and going. We have some coming back who have been out for this past year, and Jackie Lee will be going home the first part of June. So if you haven't gotten a chance to take her to dinner or to some event or going on, please give the Joplings a call and make arrangements to do that. We also now are going to be having students arriving in July from parts beyond to spend this next year with us. And we are still looking for some host families. We've had some people step up, which I'm very appreciative of. And we also need some more volunteers. So if you are interested in any of the above, please see myself or Guy Jopling. And we thank you.
Thank you, Deborah. Next up with an announcement, Ryan Thompson.
Well, good afternoon. Coming up on the Gainesville Opportunity Center's Bike Day. Very excited, praying for great weather. If you are planning on riding, our club has supported or financed a team to help support the Gainesville Opportunity Center. Please let me know. They want the names of the individuals in advance. And they're also looking for volunteers. So if you find yourself around the Depot Avenue Park, stop on by and I'm sure they'll have some work for you. I believe it's 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning. Thank you.
Thanks, Ryan. And one more announcement from Brendan shortly.
Okay, real quick, short and sweet, everybody. As we have learned last year this time, we do our local drives, a few of them we pick, and Helping Hands is coming up now. And it's appropriate we're at this part of town. This is right near what we call a hot spot. And if you are familiar with demographics and the studies they do, this is a place where there's a lot, just some neighborhoods southwest of here. They call it the swag area, if you're familiar with that. It was started and monitored and approached and addressed because of a lot of child abuse, a lot of domestic violence, poverty, you name it. And we are addressing this area in addition to others closer to the town with healthcare, with services. We're just starting a new effort with a new meeting tomorrow to start to address homeless children. I was staggered to find out last month that there are hundreds of homeless children in this community. Hundreds. Didn't even know that. Didn't know that. And yes, we did a good job with the adults. You know, we started with 2,000 homeless 10 years ago. We're down to about 500 now. So it's a good feel-good story there. But we are so focused on that, we forget the others. So We're broadening our efforts. Helping Hands is going to do a lot of that. So we're starting a drive, is the long story short, in 30 seconds or less here. You bring stuff, you bring money, you bring whatever, you get a lottery ticket for the next 3 weeks. And if you bring more stuff, you get more tickets. You bring money, you automatically get 3 tickets. How about that? Made out to Helping Hands, and you will be given a chance to win some stuff, some prizes at the end. Hopefully that's not the motivation, but it's kind of fun to do. And we'll be bringing that the trucks by for anybody who brings things. You just bring them to me, and we'll put them in the truck right after the meeting or right before the meeting. Just bring it to the meeting every Monday. Thanks again.
Thank you, Brendan. And now, before we kick off this exciting program, please help me welcome our president, Linda Reinhardt, to the podium.
All right, I'm going to keep my comments short and sweet. Again, thank you guys for coming out. This is a fantastic venue, and I'm really glad that everybody gets to see it. As I've mentioned, the staff has said they'll be willing to do tours after the event, so just be sure to hang out. I do want to thank Jolene Cacciatore over here for helping set this up, as well as the staff for Rad Sports that manages this event. Megan in particular has been instrumental in getting everything set up. And so we're very, very grateful to have them help us out and show off this facility. And they'll talk a little bit more about it a little bit later. With that, I am going to turn it over to Mike to introduce our speakers and kick off today's program.
Again, good afternoon, fellow Rotarians. For many of the last dozen years, I've had the honor and the privilege of organizing with my judges, Mary Crane, now Marcia Kiner, and Pete Enwall, the Rotary Youth Speech Contest. And as you remember, when we first started, we had about 3 high schools. Now we have virtually all of the high schools in Alachua County, including Santa Fe, Newberry, and we have Hawthorne. And this year, and many years, we have drawn our topic for discussion for presentation of these students from the Rotary theme for the year that the president offers. And this year, Rotary President Stephanie Urchik has stated the theme of Rotary for 2024 is creating hope in the world. She states that the goal is to restore hope to help the world heal from destructive conflicts and in turn to help us achieve lasting change for ourselves. So we have scheduled this 24th annual contest. And over the last 23 years, we have been greatly impressed by the talent of all of our speakers. And they will be asked, each of them, to present a 5-minute speech based upon this Rotary International theme of creating hope in the world, with the emphasis upon what each individual can do in generating that hope. I will introduce them first, Ms. Jeremiah Hunt and her mother, Mrs. Hunt. She gets to go first. And then Peter Moiwewa. Did I do it correctly? Okay, good. And his mother and his sister Ann. Now, it's noteworthy, his sister Ann, I am informed, was a winner in the Orlando National Debate Team. Yeah, very good. And then Meredith Fuller, and I've gotten to know her mother quite well over the last couple of weeks. You know, it's such an honor to interface with these people. And when you hear them and hear their hope and the zest that they have, you know, it engenders great hope, certainly for me, and I think it will for you as well, when you hear these young people. They are really wonderful. And it really buoys me up to have the privilege of dealing with them and listening to them, and I think you'll find the same. So each one will have a 5-minute speech, and we'll monitor them carefully, after which we'll judge them, and we'll have first, second, third, and basically a 4th place award as well, if Caden is able to get here. So first up is Ms. Jeremiah Hunt. Thank you, dear.
The world can be a dark place, filled with hate, disease, and warfare. Pop quiz, When you turn into a situation where there seems there's no way out, what is one thing a person can't trade and money can't buy? The answer is hope. To have hope is like a fire burning inside you. Unfortunately, there is a limit acceptable to society to how much hope you can have. The bigger your dreams are, the fewer your hope is, the more determined people are to put it out. For most of us, since we were young, we've lost some hope in some things. Maybe you've even forgotten what it is. Well, let me help you remember. Hope is not just a word. It is many things. Hope is ambition. Ambition is never too big nor too small. I hope I achieve all A's. I hope one day my company will become the best in its market. I hope whatever it is I want to be, it will help others too. Hope is expectation. Hope is, if I pull an all-nighter, I can pass this test. If I push a little harder at practice, my performance will show on the field. When you hope with expectation, your statements change from I could to I will. I will push, so I will win. I will study, so I will pass. I will work, so I succeed. I will expect, so I will do. Hope is change. When you hope for something, you wish for something to change. I hope somebody holds her a little closer. I hope he doesn't pick up that vape. I hope somebody finds a cure to cancer. I hope somebody will end this war. Rather than focusing on the things we disagree on, I hope we learn to love the things we can agree on. I hope and expect to see change. So how do we make change last? Teach and share hope for generations to come. I hope our ceiling will be their floor. When we work together, the future of our children becomes much brighter. There is no I in together and no he in unity. Hope is unity. Hope is diversity, equity, and inclusion. The world is filled with many dark things, some unexplainable. You will find when there is a lack of explanation. Rather than using logic and reasoning, we are quick to point fingers at each other. The true solution, put our butting heads together, stop the ignorant blaming, and combine our intelligence. The day we achieve this, we will solve problems we thought impossible, climb heights we thought were insurmountable, change stereotypes we thought were incontrovertible, speak truths we thought were inaudible, and make dreams come true we thought were unattainable. When we realize the impact of working together, uplifting each other, laughing together, we are stronger than we can possibly fathom and capable of achieving so many things. Let's hope and expect for change together. Today, I hope you find what you want to change and hope for it with expectation and act on it with unity. And most importantly, I hope you create a torch for generations to carry. My hope is that I become a biophilic architect and shake the world with an era of green architectural design. Thank you. Now you can tell me that this hope of mine is too big and unachievable, but I hope you don't. I have a hope big enough to want to change the world, and those who hope with me place a brick on the path to our greatest ambitions. Thank you.
You see what I mean? Every year, the students speak a little bit more articulately, more cogently, and so impressively. Our next up is Peter Moiwewa. Peter and Meredith, I am advised that we should hold the mic a little bit lower below our chin. Is that correct, Michael? Okay, so that we're not too boisterous.
The most expensive bed is the hospital bed, remarked the late Steve Jobs, former CEO of Apple. And at the end of the day, there is no amount of wealth that is greater than your health. Greetings. I am Peter Morewa, and it is truly an honor to be here at the final stage. I give thanks to my family for their support and to Michael and Mary Conroy, who have given me the opportunity to be speaking to you all today. According to the US Census Bureau, almost 26 million Americans are uninsured in this country, and they are struggling to afford the medications needed for their well-being. Now, I have been a strong advocate since the conclusion of my 8th grade year to not to only bring awareness to this issue, but to find ways in which I can add my voice to mitigate current healthcare disparities and to provide hope to the ones who need it the most. Just last month, my fellow peers and I established a voter registration drive in our high school to register 12th graders to vote. And our efforts are very simple: to give the youth a voice in their community while enforcing the power of hope. In July of 2022, I participated in the National Student and Leadership Conference in Washington, D.C., as part of their 9-day medical immersion program. I specialize specifically in healthcare affordability, specifically in the realm of pharmaceutical pricing. And in my research, I discovered that pharmaceutical prices set the prices, and they determine who and how much Americans should pay, even at the cost of what they may be going through. And insulin is one perfect example. Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health reports uninsured Americans could pay as much as $275 per vial of insulin. According to a 2022 study conducted by Johns Hopkins University, 1 million Americans spend almost 40% of their income on healthcare expenses. Now, what is being done about this issue of concern? And how are we giving Americans hope for a better tomorrow? There are governmental programs that currently exist to provide healthcare insurance for millions of Americans, specifically Medicare and Medicaid. Out-of-pocket costs for insulin have been capped at $35 per monthly prescription for all Medicare Part D enrollees. However, Medicare covers Americans ages 65 and older. Those who are not included within that umbrella will not receive such benefits, hence substantiating the need for policy reform to ensure a larger number of Americans. Believe me, it is hard to remain hopeful given all of the challenges that we face. But let us first recognize the rights that we have been given as Americans in this nation. Because in other nations abroad, the rights we have here are considered a lost dream. Now, if we are calling for better reform in healthcare, we must take action. Because I believe democracy is an action. This governmental principle cannot function without the support of the people it seeks to serve. And that, ladies and gentlemen, that is our hope and our faith in a better tomorrow. But faith without works is dead. So we must find ways in which we can all contribute to our communities. That action starts with me. That action starts with you, with all of us together. And though no amount of money can purchase more time in our lives, we can still put our best effort to provide proper health care in our nation. I believe hope is a choice, and the future is our hope in the making. So let us embark on embracing this treasured gift, hope.
When everybody has spoken, the judges will pull off to another area of the auditorium and tabulate the scores, compare notes, and then we'll announce the winners. The winners will receive a check in the mail along with a certificate of their placement in this contest. So Meredith, I think you're up next. Come on. Hold it.
Good afternoon. Can y'all hear me okay? Fantastic. Hello, my name is Meredith. I am an 11th grader at Buholtz High School, and I am here to speak with you all today. We live in a house, echoing with the trips and falls of people in dark rooms, the lights dimmed by governments and societies, by history and lies. But in the dusty, dark corners of this house, I see the light of hope. It is my goal to spread that hope, so it'll brighten walls and show long-forgotten clues of truth. To do this, I set 3 different goals before me. I want to become a writer and change the tides of literature like so many before. George Orwell, Judith Brady, Virginia Woolf, Zora Neale Hurston, all brilliant political writers who brought hope. They each showed bravery, sharing their woke ideas and placing a spotlight on shadowed bookshelves. They inspired those fighting against the status quo, fighting those who dare silence them, fighting for a better life. Now today in 2024, I find myself in a similar place, surrounded by a population who has no choice but to keep fighting. And I want my writing to be a flashlight for those who only see darkness. Let the clicks and taps of my laptop draw people towards me, so they too can read fighting words, maybe find a war cry or two. If not writing, then photography can do the same. Ansel Adams, Dorothea Lange, Slinkachu, each an unsung hero in the arts who used the flash of their camera to illuminate hallways and share new worlds. I want to be a photographer. I want to travel the world, finding evidence of the Earth's rehealing. Regrown forests, thriving animals, clean beaches. I want to meet different people, take their photos, immortalize their likeness in the digital landscape so even miles apart, there is proof of fighters and survivors, defenders and medics. I want to learn about cultures because each part of the world has new celebrations, different songs, inside jokes, and beautiful stories. In doing so, people will see that we are all fighting to find our hope. My photos will tell a story of a human triumph, a story people will gather around the living room to hear. It'll show that we always stand back up. And finally, I want to offer shelter, to offer community. I want to establish a queer center, labor unions, online communities, and drag clubs, all places established to bring like minds together for connection. And together we will stand against a growing wave of laws determined to silence us, to isolate, to lock us into rooms and throw away the key. And we will turn our individual voices into one collective shout. So as there is no choice but to hear us. So that my trans brothers and sisters, my gay siblings will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the bathroom they use or by the people they love, but by the content of their heart. A person will struggle to walk through a dark room alone, but when hand in hand with others, walking in the dark is a much easier matter. And in a country led by politicians determined to snuff out the brightness of pride, a queer center will act as a nightlight against dangers shrouded in shadow. Point is, a lot of people are struggling to find hope. And like so many before me, I want to give those people a reason to keep wading through the darkness. With my writing, with my photography, and with my community, I will bring hope.
Did I not mention how powerful these kids are, these young men and women? They're so powerful. And isn't it wonderful that we have a country where each person can speak their own truth, which may vary from yours or mine or someone else's. That diversity is what we have today, and it's powerful. Now, fresh from his AP exam, we have Mr. Caden Parker, and we were very impressed with him. And And Caden had advised me ahead of time that he could well be late, and we gave it his blessing.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. So, as you all know, excuse my tardiness. I did have an AP exam this morning. They told me that it started at 8, and they were saying it'll be done around 11:30, 11:45. It ended at around 12:06. So I'm literally just now leaving Santa Fe, and I just got here, but I'm glad that I made it on time, so please excuse my tardiness, and here we go. H-O-P-E, hope. A four-letter word encompassing what it means to be optimistic, what it means to have an overwhelming inclination within you to know that the storm will pass, a feeling that there is something greater on the other side. Examined throughout the world today is an immense amount of disparity between differing groups of people, differing ideological values, differing intellectual standpoints, differing states of minds. The list is endless. In certain parts of this world, it may seem to some that all hope is lost. In certain parts of this country, it may be believed that unified determination is a quality that is rather scarce. To certain people in this room, it may be intrinsically imagined that beneficial aspirations of oneself are no more. I'm here to tell you that creating hope in the world is not a task that requires drastic change or unbearable circumstances. It starts right here with you and with me. Within my own mind, I imagine hope as a motivation or encouragement to surpass any goal or to defeat any obstacle. This quality shown in a four-letter word can be acquired by acknowledging or recognizing the determination exhibited by any individual. One could find hope in knowing that people are still trying to save lives by watching a neurosurgeon in action, cultivating the manual dexterity needed to perform brain surgery. One could find hope in knowing that people still care about the environment by reading a news article of different trash pickups and green groups organized within the city. One could find hope in knowing that adolescents are still adamant about their education by watching a newsreel of these students getting accepted into top universities and receiving millions of scholarship dollars. Being a beacon of light in a world consumed with darkness is exactly how I envision myself contributing to the holistic goal of forging hope in this world by providing an extremely accurate example of what it means to have the mental fortitude to believe in myself, by being able to possess the beneficial qualities of leadership, empathy, grit, and compassion, by being able to simultaneously balance a rigorous course load and a plethora of extracurricular activities to further my education. I create hope in this world. I use my gifts to show others that not only is it possible to overcome doubt in unfortunate circumstances, but also that it's possible to be a trailblazer in whatever field, skill, or hobby a person may take interest in. By developing a central yearning within me to be the most eminent version of myself, I exuberate my life as a true testament of what it entails to forge hope in this country. Striving to be better produces hope within oneself. Persisting to acquire progress generates hope within the community. And emanating an air of determination generates hope in this world. We must all remember that the path forward doesn't start ahead, it starts within. Thank you.
The judges are Marcia Kiner, Pete Enwall, Mary Crane, and myself, and we'll go into the adjacent room, and you will do what you will do, and you will talk.
Great. All right. Now for our intermission entertainment. I'm going to ask, Jolene Cacciatore is going to come up, and while the judges are conferring, just tell us a little bit about the event center and what's been happening here, and about what's, if you stay around for the tour, some of what you might see.
Thank you, Linda. And can we just get one more round of applause for the speakers today? That was very amazing. Parents, you should be very proud. So congratulations to everyone. That was wonderful, and we're lucky to have you. So welcome to the Alachua County Sports and Event Center at Celebration Point. So that's a lot. I'm hoping to sell some naming rights soon because that's a long title for us. I just want to know whose first time has it been here? Okay, so very many of you. Well, thank you for coming out. My name is Jolene Cacciatore Miller. I am the Executive Director at the Gainesville Sports Commission. So just a little quick background. I'll be speaking actually, I believe next month with you all. We are Alachua County's sports tourism entity here, and my job is to create economic impact through sporting events. So we all just saw SEC championship for indoor. This building has been a long, long process of many people who unfortunately are not here with us, but you can see behind me, there's a mural of Coach Jimmy Carnes, who is actually a founder of the Gainesville Sports Commission. The track that we have from the state is a 200-meter banked indoor track. We are the only ones in the state of Florida to have that. So during track season, you'll see actually a 200-meter banked track out here for 3 months, and then it gets put together, pieced back, and thrown in storage for the rest of the year. So what you'll walk in now, it is a 130,000 square feet facility. Again, one of the largest indoor centers in the state of Florida. It has 10 basketball courts, 18 volleyball courts, and 21 pickleball courts. So if you're a pickleball player, you can come out for some of our indoor pickleball. It is a public-private partnership through Alachua County, and the Board of County Commissioners voted on this to use tourism development tax or bed tax, and it was $30 million that they put into this building. The private partner is Celebration Point Events, LLC, and they are tasked with the contract. It's, I believe, a 30-year contract as well to run the operations of the center, who they have operated it with Rad Sports here, who also operates the baseball field. So we are together. My office is downstairs, Rad Sports office is upstairs. So this is my new home, which we've been very fortunate for. When you walk into the main arena, like I said, you'll see the basketball nets and some volleyball nets are down already. Everything is suspended from the ceiling. So you can single-handedly change in the matter of about 3 minutes, 18 volleyball courts or 10 basketball courts. So the changeover is very quickly. There's a lot of different club teams here that plays for, you can see over there with the Rad Sports Eagles. They have a volleyball club, a basketball club. They do youth pickleball as well and adult pickleball. And they have a cheer, their very own cheer section, which I'm sure Megan and Steven, when they come out, they'll show you the different tours of the section, which is pretty neat. We are pretty excited for 2025. We just won a couple new events. USA Track and Field, their Masters National Championship will be hosted here, end of February. Then the NAIA National Championship will be hosted here the following week. And then we have 2 weeks during that time, Gator Nationals will come. We have the World's Masters Athletic World Championship for indoors. First time ever it's going to be in the United States. It's usually over in Europe. So we're super excited about that. We just signed that contract in Poland, in Torun last month. It was a pretty exciting trip. So just in those events, we're going to be bringing 10,000 international athletes here during the World Masters. They're going to have 89 different countries are going to be represented. So we're really going to be, you'll see a lot of emails and news about that coming up soon, because it's going to take pretty much majority of our county to help run this 8-day event. Other than that, any other questions I could possibly answer for you? Yeah. Great. I planted that one because we always do. Yes, absolutely. So this is our home right now. This is our home base and our office, but we're in charge as the Gainesville Sports Commission of marketing the entire Alachua County and all the different venues. So over in the city of Alachua, we have Legacy Multipurpose Center. High Springs has the High Springs BMX track. And then in Newberry, we have the Easton Archery Foundation and Champions Park, and there's 16 baseball and softball fields. So there's a lot of different events that are going on all different times of the year that we're looking on hosting and need volunteers. So you can go to our website, GainesvilleSportsCommission.com. There is a volunteer form filled out there, and you'll send it to us, and our event manager, Emily Grissom, will be contacting you. So we are definitely in need of volunteers, so thanks for that. Anything else? So right now, if you go on their calendar, she just asked, if you want to play pickleball here, where do you go? What do you do? So if you check out alachua-sports.com, that's the indoor center calendar. Go to their pickleball page. And actually this Friday from 6 to 9, they have an indoor pickleball open house, and it's called Dink and Drink. You notice there's a bar here. Pickleball is very sociable. There's a bar here, so they have 2-for-1 specials. They have all the concessions going, and it's open gym. Mm-hmm.
Thanks very much for all the information. I had understood that Celebration Point had declared bankruptcy. Does that have any effect on the sports center? Or
no. So without getting too much in the weeds here, what you see all along here in the promenade is actually, this is under Celebration Point Events LLC, and the promenade is just under CP Events LLC. The thing that you saw in the newspaper was a completely different. The land is unbuilt up yet, not developed, and that is what it was. So yeah, so everything that you see here is completely different, another LLC. All right, well, thank you, everyone.
All right, I think our judges have conferred, and I'm going to let Mike announce the winner. As Jolene said, she's actually going to be speaking at one of our regular meetings about the economic impact and sports and tourism in the community. And I'm sure if there's additional questions at that time, you guys are certainly welcome to ask. And obviously, during the tour, I'm sure Megan and Stephen will do that as well. But here's Mike with our winner results.
I will tell you that we were unanimous in our recognition that these 4 students were the best that we have ever had in the Rotary speech contest. And a woman who has been instrumental in getting some of these students here is Marcia Kiner, and she is going to announce the winners in order of placement.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Let me echo what was just said. Weren't these young people phenomenal? Let's give them another round of applause. I just want to say to all of you how very proud we are that you took the time to create a speech and deliver a speech with passion and with hope. So thank you. You are our future. You showed us today just how beautifully bright it is from all of the different, and I love that one of you said something about diversity, the diversity of perspectives. It lets me know that we have so much to be grateful for in each and every one of you. So, without further ado, our first place is going to Caden. Caden, will you come up? Congratulations. Thank you. Second place, Jemiah. And And quite frankly, I hate when we have to say first, second, third, or fourth, because you all, they're literally, we struggled here. And so our third place is a combo. Peter and Meredith, both of you will receive something from Rotary. So again, you all are winners because you all are phenomenal.
Madam President? Linda?
Thank you guys again so much. As Mike said, we will be sending you the certificate and your winning check. So be sure that we have your names and addresses correctly. I'm sure Mike already has all that for you. Feel free to have a seat, and we'll absolutely. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you, Meredith. Okay, so next week. This week we got to have our right brains stimulated with some speech contests. Next week is our middle school science fair contest winners, and then we get to have our left brain stimulated for an hour. So look forward to next week's program. We will be back at the Cade next week. So please, I hope you've enjoyed our field trip today, but we will be back at the Cade for next week. Our quote of the day is, even if people are still very young, they shouldn't be prevented from saying what they think. And that was Anne Frank. So with that, we did not have a drawing for today. Oh, wait, yes. Yes. Yes, we will. The meeting is being live streamed on Zoom. We do have participants that will be watching via Zoom, and then it will be. We do have a YouTube channel, and it will be posted on YouTube for you guys to access. So with that, like I said, we don't have a drawing this week, so the meeting was adjourned. I don't have a bell to ring. Let me find out, Jolene, where should people go for? Okay, so if you're interested in staying around for the tour, meet Jolene over there. With that, meeting is adjourned.
Ding.
Thank you.